Hi YouTube, hope you're okay. I'm just going to do a little video. We did a Q&A and someone asked a question about, this is ages ago, one of people on Patreon asked about the moon landings and whether the moon landings real, and saw that they weren't. They were the filming. What we saw back in the day, weren't even live then, but what we saw then was actually a production that had taken place, and there was actually, it was a film, and so that all that was a lie. It was done in the studio. And then recently I went and spoke to Neil Armstrong. Now, Neil Armstrong, he's passed now, but he supposedly was the first man to land on the moon and step on the moon, and he's very well known for that. And recently I went and had a look at Neil Armstrong because he was just doing some work. And this was a really, really lovely man. When I connected to his energies, really, really good man, came from a really good family, came from a religious family, and there was really no abuse, like serious abuse. He was brought up very well and looked after, and he was he showed me like a very early age where he found like his destiny. Like he became very interested in space and like wanted to go into space, and he felt that from the age of 5 or 6 years old. And obviously that's what he did. So when I got to sort of later on his journey, I was like, okay, so you know when you landed, did you land on the moon? And he said to me, no, it's impossible to land on the moon. I was like, oh, it's impossible. It's impossible to land on the moon. He said, yes. So why is it impossible to land on the moon? He said, you can't get through the barriers. I said, what barriers? And he showed me a fleet of ETs just above. He said, you can go so far and then it's a fleet of ETs. You can't get past them. Now this is back in, when he went up. And so then he showed me him going up in the rocket. So it was like they actually did go up in the rocket, but he thought he was going to the moon. That was where he was going. That's where. But NASA knew he wasn't going to the moon. NASA knew that he was going to make contact with ETs. So he said he was betrayed. He was betrayed by NASA. And then when he was in contact with the ETs, and it was a hostile contact, it wasn't a nice contact, and he showed me the contact. They basically came to his window. I saw a piece of paper he was holding up to the window with writing on that he was trying to communicate with them. And then this energy came, like this green yucky energy came over the window, and then this electrical current went through the rocket. So it was like they were shot with this electrical current, and then he went into how he came back basically a different man. He said he couldn't deal with the betrayal. He said the betrayal from NASA and the betrayal from religion, because he was brought up religious, and he, like his parents, so he's lost his trust in life. He was not the same. So that was kind of like an interesting, like they themselves were very much betrayed, even though they didn't know what was going on, and how everything is so compartmentalized, really compartmentalized, with people really don't know what's going on. Even if you are, an astronaut going into the moon, that doesn't necessarily mean where you're going. So yeah, that was really interesting. There's stuff coming out of, we did a Q&A, and it was who was that? anyway, this man, I can't remember his name now, but I did remote view him, and he went mentally crazy. He's been in hospital for a long time. Jamie Foxx. And saw that he was in hospital for mental health reasons. And then he's just released lots of stuff on Oprah. And I did a video on Oprah 3 years ago. And so if you look back, it's like it's the celebrity one. The celebrities' functions. What are the celebrities' functions? And I speak about Oprah Winfrey and how she's a Satanist and how she has very little heart consciousness. And Fox has just come out and saying that she organises gay sex parties or something like that. So yeah, it seems like more of the curtain has fallen, and you know, Hollywood is just in the dirt. It was always in the dirt, but they made it look like they weren't. But yeah, so that's another thing that's going to come to light. And so yeah, the death of Hollywood is really underway. And okay, YouTube, just a little. You're welcome to join Patreon, and then you can ask, and I can target places. It's target places and looking at situations either in history or yeah, wherever, but it does go into the really lovely stuff. You know, it's like, don't worry about this, like the earth it's splitting, and it's split now, and there's like two realities, and that's why we're seeing all this stuff. The world's going crazy basically. And there was going to be a time where it completely, Earth goes the whole frequency. So when Gaia completely blooms, which is not far away, we'll be in a whole completely different energy frequency, where that old reality, you know, the Elon Musk, all that crap, we won't see it anymore. It won't be there. We'll be completely protected in a completely different energy system. Gaia's going into a new energy system, and that means we're going to, the people that decide that want to go with her in that energy system too. So it's really inspiring and uplifting, especially when the world looks like it's going crazy. World War III and all those things. But yeah, don't worry. And if you do join Patreon, you have access to hours and hours of Q&As and individual videos. And I've also got spaces on my healing group in gold. So if you wanted to join, you're welcome to. Okay, YouTube, you take care, and I'll speak to you soon. Okay, bye.